listeners?
We're back.
We're back.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're motherfucking back. Yo, just so you know, we're going to do like 700 episodes and we're going to sing about how we're back in all of them. So get on board.
We're back.
Asana Mai, what's up, bro? How you been, man?
I've been good.
I haven't seen you in, like, well, you know what? I've only seen you.
Yeah.
I was going to say I haven't seen you in a while, and then I realized, no, I've only seen you forever, always.
Yeah.
So I know exactly how you're doing. Let me guess. You're doing fine. You're doing good. You got up, blah, blah, blah. I saw you. Oh, yeah, I know.
Same thing for you too. Same fucking thing.
Yeah, we're still alive. We're glad you're alive. We're glad you're listening. That's what.
Yeah.
And we're glad because we know the movie you're here for, and we also know you're like, what the fuck is going on? Why is this dropping today? It's a motherfucking surprise episode, bitches.
Hey.
It's a motherfucking surprise episode.
Hey. Surprise.
We do that now.
Surprise.
We do that now.
Surprise.
We do that now.
Surprise.
We got that funds. We got some time.
And we have no job.
That's what I meant with the time. Yo, yeah, hey, so Beaners, this is what's up, man. We told y'all, we're coming with new shit, and we're gonna make it bigger and better, and this is one of those things. From now on,
that will be surprise episodes.
there will be surprise bonus episodes. And you're like, oh, what do you mean, once in a blue moon? I mean once in a moon of a different color than blue, because blue's clearly very rare. Once in a red moon. That happens. That actually happens. Once in a red moon. Once in a red motherfucking moon, nigga, you gonna get an extra bean for that ass.
Yeah.
We were sorry also that we were late last week.
Right,
And we're sorry in the future that we're gonna be late. But how we make it up to you is with bonus episodes, bonus content. Guest episodes? Maybe. No.
I guess time will tell.
Stay alive, guys.
Yeah,
stay alive.
That's right.
Keep listening.
Yeah.
You have two things you have to do in this world that you were born to do, by the way. Hey, you were fucking born
To stay alive and listen to Spill the Beans.
That's why you're here. Mm-hmm. And that's why we're here. Follow us.
John 3:15. That's
goddamn right.
Round one right before the big one.
Read your fucking Bibles.
Yeah.
But before we get into the special extra bean,
We have to talk about the movie I just saw.
we got to talk about last week's, Monday's movie,
Yeah.
Flight Plan.
Yeah.
Remember that? Probably not.
Man.
Hassan remembered, though.
Yeah. This is the first movie that I've watched for this podcast in a minute that I've been like, oh, that's okay.
My version was awesome.
Yeah, your version of it was like tense and but the real version of it was like it's cool that she finally starts doing shit, but the first 45 minutes she's just running and explaining herself to people.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Let me tell you this, brother. Yo, I felt bad for you. I'm gonna be honest, because you're being honest, I'll be honest back.
Yeah.
Most movies, I'm excited for you to see. Even though I'm spoiling the whole point of the podcast. I'm spoiling the movie. He's not an idiot.
Right.
Okay. He knows that when he's going to see this movie, it's the second time he's seen the fucking movie.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But most of the time, when I tell him this, I know, man, my version ain't shit. Nigga, my version is funny and cool and whatever, but maybe, hopefully, I'm trying to be that.
Right.
But what he's about to see is a masterpiece. $1 Million Baby. It's a fucking master. I can't explain it what it is, because it's a beautiful, perfectly written, acted masterpiece. And then sometimes I tell you a movie, nigga.
Oh, man, and it's like, you didn't tell me I was in for a big...
Well, because I got to tell you my version. And my version is going to be fun, and I'm going to try to make it exciting. Like I said, try to have a good time.
Yeah,
but I know when you leave, he is not going to see what I just told him. And he is going to see what it really is.
Yeah. It was a lot more boring than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is? The dialogue is really bad, too. The dialogue is really bad.
This is the only thing to say. The only reason I would say, similar to Bring It On, the only reason Flight Plan is a movie is because Jodie Foster can act. She can carry a movie.
This is true. Bring It On was way more fun, though.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
Oh, dude. First off, Bring It On is a franchise.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not comparing it to fucking Flight Plan.
No Flight Plan 3.
I'm comparing
the
Kirsten
college
Dunst.
days. Yeah.
I'm comparing just the level of actor sometimes needed to carry a movie to get it through. And without Jodie Foster, I mean, this movie's not even talked about. It definitely doesn't make $267 million at the box office.
No. Yeah, the guy can't act.
Skarsgård?
Yeah, he can't act.
Skarsgård! Yeah, he can't do shit, bro.
Yeah, that one.
Idiot. He can't act, and Jodie's carrying it. I will say this real quick.
Yeah.
I know you got. I will say, if you would have saw the movie like I saw the movie as a kid, with just seeing it on TV,
right?
It is awesome.
You know what I was
When
thinking?
you're 11 and 12, that shit is fire.
This is the thought I had while I was watching this. I've been like, oh, we talk about this all the time. This would have been a good movie. This would be a fine movie to watch or a fun movie if it was my first time watching it on TNT. You know what I mean? If I was completely doing iconic.
That's how I saw it.
Yes. Your second time on purpose.
That's a
Now
bold
with
choice.
commercials in the middle, you know what I mean? Now with like a chance for a natural bathroom break, and I can kind of zone out of this and do my thing for a while and come back to it. Like actually watching it for the second time, I was like, ooh, this was a tough one to get through. Am I also being held hostage? No. Oh.
What do you think of the movie? Okay, yeah, go ahead.
It really took me watching it to realize, like, man, this plan to hijack the plane is the dumbest fucking plan I've ever heard in my life.
It's outrageously hard and complex. It's like, nigga, just put a gun on him.
Whoa! Like, first of all, okay, because this is what I think about. First of all, he had to kill her husband to make it look like a suicide.
Yeah.
Right. So he had to do that.
That's hard as fuck.
Yeah. He had to do
The
that.
timing on that's perfect.
Right. And he just have to know who works on the plane and shit, right? And then you have to, like, hope that the wife reacts in a certain way, you know what I mean? And, like, that you can, like, fake this girl's death and just, like, steal her on a plane with nobody. Like, nobody saw the kid? Nobody. You had to hope for nobody.
You have to hope that like a couple families aren't like, oh no, that lady had a kid.
Yeah.
You gotta hope like we're like, no, that lady had a fucking. They're not like dying on that stick too. Like no. That's fucking creepy. That lady had a fucking kid. Because imagine if you there, you were like, no, nigga, I'm sitting next to this bitch. I looked over 4 times and saw that little kid sleeping. She had a little plane in her hand. It's like, the mom's like,
Yeah. They went back and took naps on separate. Like I saw the whole thing.
And you were like, dude, I thought she was really hot. And the mom's like, wait a minute. You thought what? It's like, dude, that was a hot piece of head. Where'd it go? And it's like, she's like, oh, now she has to be like, I mean.
Adds another layer of thriller to the movie.
Well, because she has to agree with this guy. My daughter is on this plane. I don't agree that she's a hot piece of ass, but no, dude, I saw that piece of ass. She's like, wait a minute.
I don't like backwards hat Derek.
Oh, wait, backwards hat Derek. Oh, yeah, I should go this way. 'Cause my riffs are way more.
Yeah.
No, nigga, we go. It's a bonus. It's a bonus beam. Put your glasses on upside down.
Yeah, all right. It's time, baby. It's time.
If you only listen to this, which is mostly everybody,
Yeah.
watch it. It's crazy.
We're doing it. Things don't make sense in bonus bean land.
You know, that's how stupid I am. No bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm so stupid. I'm looking at you going, damn, nigga, how's he going to do this episode with seeing everything upside down? I'm not even playing. That's what my brain went. I was like, damn, he's got to do the whole episode upside down. It's gonna be he'll be sick.
I'm definitely, if I keep doing this, I'm definitely going to be sick. So
no, put it back.
no, I can do this for the end of the recap. They deserve this. They're our fans.
You know, it's a bonus bean, dog.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's a terrible plan. And also, you had this plan to steal $50 million off an airplane, and the only other person you recruit are the guy who works at the Berlin morgue and one random flight attendant?
Yep. I mean, you would have to keep that job small. Man, no, the captain's got to be involved.
The captain's got
He can foil your whole plan.
Right, just by being a good captain. He almost foiled it. They got lucky that no other flight attendant checked avionics.
Was he the only logical one?
No, the flight attendants were also pretty logical.
They were bad at their job, though, but that's a human.
Yeah.
I get that they were bad at their job, because they weren't like bad at their job on purpose. They were just like bad
Right,
at their
they
job.
didn't believe her, obviously. That's hard. That's a hard thing to believe. That your daughter was on this plane and then she's not on this plane anymore. That's a very hard thing to
And the
believe.
manifest. And
Yeah.
also, just like you said, it really doesn't help that not one passenger saw her.
Yeah.
And also, I didn't
Incredibly.
like that little girl at the end who spoke up at the end. It's like, bitch, if I'm Jodie Foster, I'm, hey, bitch, where were you? Where were you when I needed you?
No, but her parents, you saw her parents. Her parents were like, oh, shut up. Yeah.
Because the parents didn't see her, so they were like, I don't need you. I
Yeah.
don't need you getting involved.
Yeah. They were trying to stay out of the whole thing.
I do get that, though, because if you're the parent, your daughter said it, I'm like, baby, even if you did, you got to be quiet. I'm like, why? Because this lady.
We don't know.
This is all bad. Mm-hmm. This is all bad. We'll talk about it later. I'll tell you about how bad life can be later.
Right. Sometimes you just don't need the energy in your life.
But then I saw a little girl and she's not there anymore. I saw her. I know, baby, that's going to happen a lot in your life. You're going to see girls and then you're not going to see girls anymore. Okay? My goal is to make sure you are not one of those girls.
Yeah, oh, God.
Hey, life is real.
That's real.
All right? If girls going to go missing, that's going to happen. We just got to make sure they you, okay? We can't have you running around thinking it ain't going to happen. All right?
Oh, man. What?
On a plane, though, I get that it's like you would think you could let your little girl just go to the bathroom. She's coming back.
What a dumb scheme.
Yeah, that's dumb.
What a dumb scheme. Also, like, it's supposed to be a movie plane, so the plane is supposed to be, like, impossibly huge.
Yeah.
Right? But it's like, that should be featured more, too. Like, the only time you know the plane is impossibly huge is when they go into, like, the avionics room and all that sort of stuff, right? Otherwise, it looks like a normal double-decker.
It looks like a normal double-decker with
that's a little
nice...
swanked out.
That's swagged out because they got the lobby with the drink bar.
Right, but it should be, like, huge.
Should be a couple lobbies with a couple drink bars. Should be a couple first class and business classes.
Yeah, because if you're going to make it cartoonishly big, make it cartoonishly big. Take us to a place where we're like, oh, cool, planes are big in this universe. Like, I want to do that.
Yeah, but it wasn't trying to do that, though. It was trying to be a psychological, actual thriller. I mean, dude, it starts with the death of a husband. I mean, it starts there.
Just doesn't make sense. The whole plot doesn't
make
sense.
The plot makes sense. Just you are going off the plan. The heist don't make sense.
The heist don't make sense. And
it ain't the town.
No.
It ain't get out.
No, because you know what I like? Yeah, because also you know what I like in heist movies is like either when they're meticulous or when they're like big or over the top. You know, like Ocean's 11, where it's big and over the top. So it's like, that's why I expected that. If you're going to make it a heist movie, make it a fucking
My favorite heist movies are the towns, the set-it-offs. I like it when it's like, oh, this is...
But it's like gritty and real.
Gritty and real.
But this was neither.
Yeah, you're right, but either give me gritty and real or Ocean's 11. I get what you're saying. Give me the big, give me the, like, whoa, baby, like, the casino was upside down the whole time? Or some shit?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, that's what, because it's like, sometimes it felt like they tried to be real. But then, like,
oh, you mean the whole movie?
Yeah, but
when she's screaming about her fucking missing daughter?
But the setting is so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
That why not just make it over the top? And maybe that's where they went wrong.
I bet watching Peter Skarsgård as knowing he was a bad guy, it really made it obvious he was a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he can't act.
He has one face the whole time.
Oh, yeah, Skarsgård's face.
Yeah. It's like kind of confused.
But mad, but like a little pissed off.
Yeah, lips are pursed in.
God, Ned Stark's always Ned Stark, isn't he?
Yeah.
That nigga's Ned Stark. No matter, bro, even National Treasure, he's always Ned. It's just Ned Stark doing different versions of stuff. But he's Ned Stark. You know what I'm saying?
And that's Flight Plan.
Oh yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah. Well. Beaners, this is your intermission right now.
Before we get into the episode you are here for, really quick, thank you for listening.
Yes,
we love you.
We do. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Rate and review this podcast on iTunes.
Please rate and review. That stuff matters. We could use the help, and we would appreciate it.
Yeah, tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it.
Tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it. You keep going back and listening to old episodes. That's how we know you love it. We appreciate that. And,
follow us on Instagram @SpoilTheBeans, and then you can find our individual Instagrams. We're linked on everything. Follow
Derek
us on
Poston, Sanamad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to Greg Scamato for making our theme music. If you want some more samples from him or maybe help from him, check out gregcanhelp.com.
Yep.
Yeah. And now back to your future presentation.
Hey.
What up?
Oh, man, you didn't leave. Thanks for not leaving. Bonus beans.
BB, baby.
God, we're about to get into some goddamn
baby.
bonus motherfucking bean episode. But real quick, let's get these dates out the way, guys. You know, we got to go do comedy first. Okay. What up, Dallas? By the way, we're here.
We're here. Yeah. We're at Dallas. This is the first episode you'll probably listen to if we met at Dallas.
Yeah. So what's up, Dallas? Thank you for enjoying us this weekend and coming out to the Improv and supporting Big Brown. We appreciate meeting you. And welcome to the Bean family. You're Mexican now.
Yeah, what's up? You're
Congratulations.
New beaners.
New beans. We love having new beaners on the squad. But next weekend, you can catch us at Salt Lake City, the 21st through the 23rd with Mr. Big Brown himself, Brendan Schaub. And then after that, you can catch me December 3rd headlining Lestat's Coffee Shop in San Diego on Adams Street. That's Lestat's Coffee Shop in San Diego. They do comedy there every Tuesday. I am headlining December 3rd. First come, first serve. It's a free show, but man, it's going to be good. You can see your boy run an hour, and I promise you the shows there are always dope. I love doing that room. And then the next night, if you can't come out that night, I will be at El Prez in Pacific Beach. That's the El Prez Comedy Show in Pacific Beach. Also, first come, first serve. But if you want to look online, you can buy online. You can get a ticket so you can sit up close if you want to, gang, buzz it all up and say all that fun stuff. But come out and see your boy headline. I'll be there, and then the rest, and then that weekend literally we'll be in Kansas City at the Kansas City Improv with Mr. Brennan Schaub. That is the 6th and the 7th. Dangerous Brown will also be there. Dangerous, you got any dates?
Yeah, I got on November 25th, Monday, I will be hosting the Improv for Grant Cotter and Joe Sib.
Yeah.
I'm doing that show. Grant Cotter of his recent took a jail. If you haven't seen Grant Cotter's Instagram,
Go to Grant
check
Cotter,
it out.
GrantCotter, and
Go to
check
his
out
story
Instagram.
highlights.
His story highlights.
He
it'll
got
say jail.
arrested, but got his phone in the jail cell, and it is funny.
It made the news. That's how funny it was.
Yeah, it made the news. Check it out. It is really fun. So I'll be there. And then November 27th, I will be at the Ice House with Big Brown.
Good job. And friends.
And friends. So I'll be doing that. So, and then of course I'll be at Wise Guys with Derek and all that.
In Kansas City.
In Kansas City, yep. So those are my dates. Also, shout out to let's see. I got a shout out to Beaner Rebecca Archer.
Rebecca, what up, girl?
And your husband. Shout out to you guys. You guys.
And Mr. Arch.
Yeah, Mr. Rebecca Archer. You guys fucking are top beaners this week. You're a top beaner.
Hey, you're top beaners of the week.
Which
And
means
let me tell you
you're a top beaner for life.
Yeah.
If you're a top beaner for a week once, you're a top beaner for life. So.
And that is a hard achievement to get, guys. Trust
Yes.
me. You have to kill a lot of people that we ask you to kill.
Yeah.
So-
You really have to do our nasty work for us. But
So, Rebecca, keep it up.
And keep your mouth shut.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you guys. Like, subscribe, please. It helps. And rate and review. That shit helps us so much. But you guys have been doing all that. And that's why we're giving you a motherfucking bonus episode, because you guys have been so good to us. We're going to be good to you.
Right.
So, you ready to get into it, buddy?
We are ready to get into it.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
Goddamn fun. Let's have some goddamn bonus fun.
Bonus beans. Beep, beep, beep,
Also,
beep.
what today is, I don't know if you know, this is Bob.
What?
Baba.
What?
This is the season finale of season 7.
Is this season 7? No, I think this is season.
I know my beans.
This is season 7?
Season 7.
Oh, fuck.
Season finale of the podcast that you co-own, co-create, and co-star in, my friend. Spoil the beans. How's it feel? 7 seasons.
And that's what, 96 episodes? This is 96?
This is episode 96, my friend.
Yep. We split our podcast into 16 episode seasons for no reason
Why did we do that, son?
Zero reason.
That's right, buddy.
Literally no reason. But
Don't tell us what to do. This is episode 96, season 7, bro.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and we appreciate you guys rocking with us. And let me tell you this, season 8, it ain't gonna be no Game of Thrones bullshit.
No. But we did hire the 2 guys, so we'll
We did
see.
hire the 2 guys.
Yeah, we did hire the
relax.
but-
Calm down.
but-
Before you get mad.
Yeah.
They had some good points, and they
Yeah.
had some cool CGI stuff.
Yeah.
They did want me to immediately kill us. I'm not going to kill us.
I become a villain.
Yeah,
I become the villain.
It's a way too fast of a turn. Anyway,
Right.
we'll work on it. We're writing it. We're getting that done.
Yeah.
But
We are
rocking
getting busy with Star Wars.
7
too, so-
motherfucking
yeah.
seasons of Spoil the Beans. And the next episode is season 8, episode 1. So come on out. Keep listening. You know what I mean? And we love you guys. Dallas, join you're in for the surprises like this. You never know what's going to happen. Hassan Ahmad,
Yes.
let's end this season with a bang, bro.
Okay.
But before we do that, can you, real quick,
Right.
just fast, tell me what you perceive might happen in the movie that you didn't see? The Cable Guy.
This is one of the ones that people are gonna be mad that I haven't seen. That's what this feels like. I know this is Jim Carrey. I know for a fact this is Jim Carrey. I have seen enough promos for this on TBS
To know that it must have been a hit.
that it's a Jim Carrey movie, and I know what the poster looked like. He looks like a crazy guy in the poster.
Well, you know what's crazy though? Let me say this.
Yeah.
Let me say this about every movie about Jim Carrey.
He's kind of a crazy guy.
He looks like on the poster. No, on the poster.
Yeah,
He's a crazy guy.
Yeah, well, he's kind of always kind of a crazy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What happens to the Cable Guy, buddy?
okay. So, Jim Carrey, you see him, you open on him, and guess what? He's kind of an over-the-top character guy.
Like some, we're talking about kind of like Ace Ventura 2. We're opening right on him. Like, here we go. Here we go. Oh, okay.
Installing like cable for a family. And he's just,
God.
He just,
okay, keep going. I love that.
You know what I mean? And he's getting into shit, and he's like so weird, and he's kind of creeping them out, you know? And then, he does that. It's like, physical comedy. He installs.
It's brilliant physical comedy. He's just doing backflips and putting a cable. It's like, how's he doing this?
Yeah, just entertaining without even saying a word sometimes. And then, you see him go home, and you find out, like, he's a weird, lonely, creepy guy. Is it safe to say that pretty much all of Jim Carrey's characters.
No, Jim characters. You said it right. Jim characters.
Is it safe to say that most of them are like lonely people?
I wouldn't say Ace Ventura was lonely.
No, okay.
He was not lonely.
Okay. But a fair amount of them are, right? Would that be a fair statement?
Dumb and Dumber is not lonely.
Dumb and Dumber. What? No, he wants love. He chases the girl.
Bro, he chases the girl, and then he goes, hey,
that's true.
The town's back that way.
Yeah, that's fair.
The girls that wanted to fuck him so he could keep hanging out with his buddy.
That's funny.
And then they play tag.
That's true. That is true.
I'm trying to think of like, nigga, that one joke.
Truman Show is definitely lonely.
Yeah, but I was about to say Truman Show. That's what I was saying. That's lonely. He was lonely in that one.
And then a lot of his like later darker stuff is all lonely. I think I'm putting that Jim Carrey on.
I'm thinking about the younger comedies. Like, no, it's usually a lot of buddy comedies. A lot of either buddy and or he's just the leading.
He's by himself though a lot.
But he's having a good time. But he ain't. It's not affecting him. For damn sure.
Yeah, that's true. That comes in later.
That's when he gets. He's like, let's add some depth to these characters.
Yeah.
So what happened? We're still in your movie.
Okay. Yeah. And then maybe one day.
He goes home and he's sad. What you said, right?
Or like he's just like, he's sad. I'll say he's sad. I'm gonna go with sad. And then he sees. Then the next day he gets called out to another cable repair, and physical comedy. And then he sees the family, and he's like, oh, I want that, or whatever the fuck, and he just starts like getting obsessive about seeing them and shit. You know what I mean? Like he wants their life or whatever the fuck. So he'll like come like make up excuses to see them, maybe cut the cable channel so he has to come back and fix it.
And he's just being goofy,
Goofy, but also like, hey, this is getting like a little like, this is getting like a little.
There's gonna be conflict.
Yeah, like dude, you're getting like, we're trying to get way too close to my family and it's weird.
Who's the other guy? Is this the guy or the mom? Who are we dealing with here? Kids?
A family. We're dealing with a family. Right?
Okay.
So it's like, maybe the dad's like, something's happening, then you're getting way too close, and then shit just gets dark. Like, funny, but dark, too, at the same time. Like, tries to, like, kidnap them or some shit,
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they fight him and they get away.
Wait, who finds him?
The family.
They find who?
No, they fight Jim Carrey. And
they fight him?
Yeah. They, he takes him hostage somewhere or some shit. They get out of it. And I know there's a scene on a satellite at some point, like a satellite dish thing. I'm pretty sure, and that's probably the end. That's probably at the end. Yeah.
And the family gets away, and he's just. What happens to him?
He's just fired from the cable company.
That's his punishment.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's funny? I believe you if this stayed light. I'd be like, I get how the cable company fired him. But with your version, it's like, I think he's going to like prison, dude.
No,
your
funny.
version.
It's also funny if they just fire him.
Your version got less
dark.
What happened to the physical comedy?
It was still there, but it was also dark.
Oh, so while he's kidnapping him, he's still like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot. Okay, I thought he was just kidnapping a family. No, he's silly.
No, he's silly. He's silly scary.
It's like a Home Alone kidnapping of this family.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, because Joe Pesci's kind of scary, but not really. I mean, really.
Not really. No.
It's hard to be scary when an iron hits you in the head.
It's child scary. It's like
okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm with you now.
It's like
I'm with you now.
It's like if Home Alone, if the robbers were like really winning for the first part. You know how the robbers only kind of win towards the end and
right
they get bailed out
for
for a second? No. This is like the bad guys are winning, and then the good guy wins.
Okay.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
But the bad guy is just such an idiot.
Yeah.
That it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Your movie's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, my movie's awesome.
You want to hear the cable guy?
All right. Actually, I want to watch this one.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do it.
Well, I don't want to. That's the episode, guys. Anyway, how do I cut this off?
Tell me. Look, I want to know.
Okay.
I want to fucking know.
Movie starts with static television. Credits are rolling. You hear the TV going, even static, but you hear the volume going in the background, and it's like Jerry Springer. Like, that's your kid, Ray Ray. You know that's your kid. Ray Ray, is that your kid? No, that ain't my kid. Ooh. You hear like that, right? It's the credits are rolling.
Maury.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then you hear, like, the $200. Do we have $200? Come on down. And you hear like the Price is Right. Dun, dun, dun. And then you hear like sitcom. Credits are still rolling. Cable guy.
Okay.
You see, this is all right. How do I explain this? Okay, so you see them on the news real quick. They're talking about a murder. Okay, on the news.
Okay.
All right. Now, you remember, you've read Watchmen.
Yes.
I don't know how many of our listeners have read Watchmen, but
yes.
if you have read Watchmen, you'll understand what I'm about to say. There's a point in the book where, of course, the whole book is about, the superheroes and all that shit. But there's this underlying theme in the book talking about this nigga talking about like a comic book stand.
Right.
And that's also like this whole other thing that's going on.
Talking to like a guy, is it a homeless guy?
Talking to a black dude. Like a young black dude. Yeah. And he's talking, and then there's a ship. There's this whole just other thing
Subplot.
going on.
Yeah.
That has really nothing to do. It's not connected. Like, it's not really, it's not connected with the superheroes, okay?
No.
So I would say this is that.
Okay.
Okay?
I like that already.
Because this is a throughout line through the movie, even though it has nothing to do with the movie.
That's a good, because it has nothing to do with the movie, but then it's like, because at least in Watchmen, it had nothing to do with the superhero, but it had everything to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Way more of a comedic version of that.
Right. All right.
That's why I really like this.
Yeah, okay. I already like that. That's good writing.
So you see them talking about a murder on the news, bro.
Right.
And the murderer is motherfucking Ben Stiller, nigga.
All right.
Ben Stiller's not in this movie. He is just you know that he's the murderer.
Right.
Though.
It's just a picture of Ben Stiller. Anyway.
Yeah. But you see him like in the trial in the court,
right.
And he apparently killed his twin brother.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And then the channel keeps flipping. So that's all you know about that so far.
Okay.
That's what I mean. But this is like my favorite thing in this movie.
Okay. I already can kind of see where this is going.
And how funny is that?
Yeah, it's really funny. That's really funny. If it goes where my mind thinks it's gonna go, it's like, yeah, it's really funny.
Come on.
Yeah.
So, and then we fades back. We finally see our lead flipping the channels. You don't know who the lead is in this.
No.
Matthew Broderick.
Oh.
It's crazy he didn't know the lead in this, guys.
Oh wow, that's a big name, huh?
Yeah, Ferris Bueller's pretty big.
Yeah,
he's pretty big.
That's a big name, huh?
So
this is a little older Matthew Broderick.
1995.
Right. So this is like 10 years older than Ferris Bueller?
Yes. He's grown. He looked grown.
He looks like a grown man.
He's a grown man in this.
Yeah.
So he's just like, Jesus Christ, where's the cable guy? And you see him waiting, and you see he has a new apartment.
Right.
And it's clearly brand new, and he's setting it up, and he's just waiting on the cable guy. And he calls his buddy, Jack Black.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of that.
Yeah, Jesus.
So this is a big movie.
Yeah, this is like a lot of like famous funny people.
Oh yeah. So Jack's at work and he's telling him about how he's just been waiting on the cable guy forever, blah blah blah. He's complaining about your natural cable guy complaints.
Right.
And he's talking about how he's his girl and him are on a break.
Okay.
Whoop de whoop. He pushed her too hard. They show his girl, Leslie Mann. Judd Apatow's wife.
Jesus.
The bitch from all the Judd Apatow movies. How about that, if you don't know who I'm talking about? The bitch from every single Judd Apatow movie. All of them. Her. Okay? It's her. There's only one chick in consistently every single one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay? So Jack is telling him, like, hey, man, don't worry about the cable. Like, don't worry about that. You'll get back with her. But this is what you need to do with the cable guy. At the end of, after he plugs it in, you slip him $50 and he'll give you all, like, the channels for free. Like, trust me, it works. And, his brother's like, oh, I can't do that. I can't. He's a nice guy. He's like, oh,
right.
Come on, man. I can't do something like that. And he's like, man, I'm telling you, they never say no. And Jack Black, he hangs up, right? So he's trying to call Leslie Mann, and he gets her voicemail, and her voicemail is like, hey, you reached, Robin, but if you're looking for Steven, he is not here anymore. And he's like, oh, and he hangs up.
Right.
Like, he's just like, fuck. So he gets in the shower, and he's shampooing, and then he hears, cable guy. He's like, oh God, of course, you know, cable guy. Just right. Immediately, I'm sure. I bet it was one of those moments where I was like, damn, bro, if you're in the theater, I bet the theater's already like,
oh, here we go.
Yo, you're just like, oh, and he's already being too much. Right. He's already too much, bro. This nigga's a cable guy. Like, just like, if you were, you would be like, yo, who is this motherfucker?
Right.
What is he doing? Screaming in my hallway.
Right.
You know, bam, 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 bam. And he's like, I'm coming.
Oh, Matthew Broderick's a great straight man.
Right? How great is the cast? That's why this is a hit. You see it and you're like, oh, this is perfect. The cast is perfect.
That's a really good
Jack
straight
Black's
man.
great friend. Everybody's like, nailed it. Yeah.
Right. He's the thing. Oh, he's perfect at keeping a vehicle going.
Also with a Jim Carrey level of a...
Right.
I mean, because Jim Carrey can carry the vehicle on his own. But how about you give him be crazy and then, like you said, you put a...
Like a real deal straight man. Like, yeah.
So...
Did Will Ferrell ever have a straight man, really?
Like he's ever in a movie with a straight man?
Because I don't know like a lot of older Will Ferrell movies, but I would say Anchorman. Is there really a straight man in that?
No, that's the opposite of a straight man.
Right, there's no straight man.
There's no straight man in Step Brothers. There's no straight man in Talladega Nights. There's no straight man in Will Ferrell don't need straight man. There's no straight man in Semi Pro. There's no straight man in damn bro. There's no straight man in the other guys. Even Mark Wahlberg's not a straight man in that. He's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, he shot Derek Jeter.
Yeah. How hilarious. He shot that nigga, bro. And all the cops like holding against him.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like in the World Series. It's like Game 7 or something. And he shoots him in the leg. What the fuck? Yeah. That's so funny. All right, what movie are we doing?
Cable Guy. Oh, well, I'll just say this as a quick note. It would be interesting then to see Will Ferrell be a super duper character with a straight man.
He probably, you know what? I mean, I'm sure there is a movie that would, but I'm going off his big boys.
Right.
All the big boys, I can't think of one.
No. Anyways.
So he finally, he opens the door. Mm-hmm. Jim Carrey turns around and leaves. And he was like, wait, come back.
Right.
And he's like, well, look who decided to show. And he's got a lisp. Okay. And he's like, giving him shit. And then Matthew Broderick was like, well, you kind of had me waiting around all day. And he goes, well, maybe I shouldn't have come at all. Huh? Jerk off! And he's like in his face. And he's like, I'm just joking, man. And then he comes inside. Matthew Broderick's already like, yo, what?
This is a lot.
So they're talking.
Yeah.
And he's trying to say words, but his lisp is so bad, And he tells him how his pad's, he's got a pretty cool pad, man. And he's like, come on. He's like, come on. He starts going around and touching all the walls. And he's like having sex with him. He's like, talk to me. Where are you? And he's like, oh, that's it. Oh. And he's just watching as he's fingering his wall. He's like, that's your sweet spot. That's where the cable goes in right there, And he's like, okay, man. And he's like, so your lady kicked you out, huh? He's like, how do you know that? He's like, well, I noticed in your cable billing transfer that, is transferring from Robin Gibson and that you guys had a shared account. So I figured things are, sweet in paradise, or little trouble in paradise. And he's like, yeah, something like that. Just, I'd rather not discuss it with my cable guy.
Fair.
Very straight man.
Yeah.
Very like, yeah, you're right, but.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm going to go get dressed. He's like, suit yourself, but you might want to put a bathing suit on. You'll be channel surfing in no time. And Matthew Broderick's like, all right. So right there it cuts to Jim Carrey. He's got the cable up and running. And he's now watching the news about Ben Stiller. Okay. And they're saying they're doing it like a motherfucking Dateline or some shit. They're like, so the famed actor from sitcom fame, him and his brother, you might remember the sitcom Double Trouble. And then they show these two kids who are twins doing like karate and like going, uh-oh. Like, and the crowd's going crazy.
Right.
And then they go, but we all know what happened to them both later. Like, and then they show one of them became like a saint and got really into monk. It's Ben Stiller, by the way. They're both Ben Stiller.
Right.
And he's like a monk. and he's like talking like giving people love and like blessing people. And then the other brother like got into drugs and like, all this crazy stuff and cocaine. He kept getting arrested with prostitutes and stuff.
Right.
And they're saying how the bad brother killed the one brother. Yeah. And of course, the bad brother, he's got like shades on the corner. He's like, I didn't, like you see Ben Stiller, it's Ben Stiller. I didn't do it. Right? And then it cuts back to Jim Carrey. And that's it. So that's all you get. Bro, they
unraveled the story.
Yes.
And it's insane.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's an
and then the whole time you're like, nigga, that's Ben Stiller. That's what makes it, because it's like, oh, damn, Ben Stiller's not in this movie, but he was in the whole movie.
Is this 94?
95.
95. What's Ben Stiller's first big role?
His first big one, I don't know, maybe Zoolander?
Okay, but I would say this is like pre Ben Stiller being famous.
Pretty
Does
sure he
everyone
directed
know-
this.
Does everyone really?
Pretty sure.
What?
Yeah, he directed this, dude.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I don't think he had to worry about that because he fucking directed this.
Yeah, so that means Ben Stiller was already a thing by then.
Or he was already in directing at least.
Right. That's nuts. That's nuts that he directed this.
Yeah. Also,
So that means-
so cool to direct this. He can obviously star as this character. He's a
Right.
big enough and goofy enough actor. He can
Right.
kill this role too.
Right.
But to be like, yo, how fun is it that I'll play this? I'll play this super small side character.
But
that
that's
is ridiculous.
yeah, that's great. That's great.
So funny.
Great. That's crazy he directed this.
I forget, but it's like, then you remember, like, he directed Tropic Thunder, so he's been directing big comedies. Like, he knows how to direct a big comedy.
Yeah, damn. That's crazy. It adds another layer to this movie.
Yep. And another thing he's directed with Jack Black in it.
Wow.
They Must Be Boys. I just realized that myself. I was like, oh, wow. He put him in, like, oh, okay. Yeah. Crazy. So
They're all friends. And the comedy world, they're all
all
the
been
big
working
star
together,
are
bro.
all friends. It's crazy how that works.
you've been working together so long.
The Adam Sandler crew, this crew, it's all friends.
Oh, dude. So he gets them to sign, right? He's done. He's done with the cable. He gets them signed. And he's like, well, I feel good. And he goes to leave. And he's like, hey, Matthew Broderick's all nervous. He's like, wait, I have a friend. And he told me he gave his cable guy $50 and he hooked him up with free cable. You know anything about that? And he's like, oh, you mean illegal cable? And then he's like, no. And he was like, what's his name? So I can report him. And he starts getting real. And he's like, no. Dude, I'm just jerking your chain. And he starts laughing like crazy. And he pulls him close. Come on, I'll juice you up. And he fucking, which is hilarious to say, I'll juice you up.
Yeah. Aggressive.
So he goes and he hooks him up. And he's like, let's call this a guy doing another guy a solid. He's like, sure, I can't pay you any extra money with the whoop. He's like, no, you're a nice guy. He's like, man, you're a nice guy. He's like, yeah, man, usually people treat me like I'm a plumber. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what, though. Since you're so cool, I'm going to give you my personal number. You don't have to ever call the cable company. You just call me, right? And he's like, all right, cool, man, thank you. He's like, you know what, maybe one day I'll take you out to the satellite. Show you how this all works. How do you think? And he's like, I think that sounds great. I'd love to see the satellite. That sounds cool. How about tomorrow? Well, I can't do tomorrow. Why? You worried about your ex? You think she's going to come back to you tomorrow? And then he looks at him crazy, and he's like, sorry, I crossed the line. And he's like, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you didn't. It's fine. You didn't cross the line. And then he goes,
You are getting free cable out of this.
he goes, awesome, pick up at 6:30. And then he turns and he runs away. And he's just like, what?
That's scary. Creepy.
So you wouldn't go with this guy?
No.
He gave you free cable.
I'm not going to. No.
He gave you free cable.
Yeah. Take my $50.
Take it.
Take it. This is like a transaction.
Or undo the cable.
Yeah. This is a transaction. This is not a friendship. This is not like a bonding experience.
So Matthew Broderick, he works at like a big real estate office, right?
Yeah.
And he's killing it. Everybody's, he's clearly the young hotshot. And he has a weird boss with like hair plugs, like with these weird hair plugs that he doesn't like. He's like getting in his ass, but everybody else is like he's the next star. You know what I mean? With
Right.
the big boss, he doesn't like him.
Right.
So the next day, Matthew Broderick's at his house. He's doing shit just fiddling with stuff, and he hears Stevie, and he just comes in. He's like, "Come on down, buddy. It's the fun bus." And he's got his cable, big cable truck with him, and he's like, Broderick's like. You can tell he's just like, fuck. It, I'm here.
Yeah.
And he comes out, and he's telling him how dope cable is and how crazy it works like this. And Matthew Broderick's like, man, I never really thought to think about cable that much, He's like, oh, there's so many cool things. And he's taking him all the way out to the boonies, right? And he takes him to this gigantic satellite. And I mean, shit looks like some shit that you see in space, nigga.
Yeah.
It's huge. And even Matthew Broderick's like, whoa, like, dude, I'm glad you brought me. Like, this is, because when you see some shit, you're like, oh, damn, this is fucking,
cool.
This is
cool.
huge. It's so
Yeah.
cool. And like, I'm right up on it, And then he talks about how Jim Carrey starts telling him how, like, we're all going to be connected soon. And he starts telling him about how, like, you'll be able to do this and talk to somebody online and play video games, play Mortal Kombat against somebody in Vietnam. And it's like, it is crazy. That it's like, damn.
Yeah, you knocked that out of the park. That's like exactly 100%. What happened. Yeah.
He's 95, bro.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, like, wow, you got that real right.
So he's telling them how all this cool shit.
It's all going to actually happen.
Yeah, it's all going to be connected, and it's all about, like, and cable's a big part of it. Like,
and how we can find out that South Koreans are the way better at video games than everybody else.
Dude, that's all they do.
It's crazy. It's crazy how much better they are at video games.
It's weird. People pick their thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're like movie stars over there. They make bank over there.
Dude, video gamers can make
bank here. If you like Twitch and shit.
If you fucking really can play video games for real, you can't tell your kid it's not a job. It's a job. Like, you can't tell your kid it's not a career in that. It's like, dude, it's 100% a career. No,
it's like if you're like Ninja, you have to stream every day or you lose money or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They need that shit every day. Some of them.
We're at Ninja level. You making millions. It's like that nigga can go on vacation and shit. Well, he's like paid to play.
Right.
So it's like it's work. God, it's awesome.
It's always work. Yeah, but that's awesome work.
Awesome work, dude.
Yeah. You can play with Drake and shit and you get paid for it.
Paid big money. So, Matthew Broderick's so impressed and shit. And he's like, damn, that's crazy, And then they're laying in the satellite, like they're just laying in it and they're talking. And they're talking about how their fathers abandoned them.
Right.
And just like they're bonding the shit. And he goes, Matthew Broderick's like, my brother's a speech therapist. We could really help you with that. And he goes, so, help me with what? And he kind of gets all like nervous. And then Matthew Broderick can tell he's like, oh, okay. He backs him, And then they keep talking about relationships. And then he gives them this crazy good like girl advice. And then Matthew Broderick's like, damn, that was so deep. He's like, yeah, I saw it on Jerry Springer. When Jerry gives the words of wisdom at the end?
Right.
He's like, it was a good one on Friday. It was a good one. So he goes, man.
Is it crazy that Jerry Springer used to be the mayor of Cincinnati? And doesn't that really make Cincinnati make a lot of sense?
Dude, who is more turned up in this universe than mayors? Mayors are rappers.
They're turned up.
Mayors be fucking wildin', bro. More than all the rest of them, nigga. Mayors wild more than anybody. They get that power and lose their fucking minds. Dude.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what it's like being mayor of New York City.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, you're fucking losing your mind. I can't imagine what it's like being mayor of Fresno. You're fucking power tripping, bro.
Right. You
can do anything you want in Fresno. You run that city. Literally.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, dude. Mayors are crazy. So he goes.
I've never thought of it like that. But yeah, mayors do insane shit.
Insane, bro.
Yeah.
Niggas do crack all the time.
Crack and like there's videos of them doing crack.
Always with prostitutes.
Yeah.
Always fucking prostitutes.
Yeah. Oh my God, because they know where they are.
See, nobody knows the city planning like the mayor does.
Oh man.
And the city planner. So he goes, they in their hang, and he's dropping them back off at home, and he goes, Matthew Broderick's like, man, I'm embarrassed to say this, but I don't even know your name, And then Jim Carrey's like, you wanna know my name? And he's like, yeah, it's Ernie Douglas, but my friends call me Chip. And he smiles all crazy. Jim Carrey can act, by the way, bro.
Right.
Jim Carrey can't fucking act, bro.
Yeah,
even in this nigga, you're like, oh, damn, this nigga can act his ass off.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a great actor. That's the crazy thing about Jim Carrey.
Comedic actors usually can act, though. If you're a great comedic actor, 9 times out of 10, you're a great dramatic actor.
Yeah.
So he's like, goodbye, right? And he leaves. So the next day, he's telling Leslie Mann that same speech the cable guy told him, and it works.
Right.
It works on her.
Wow.
Right? And she's like, oh, maybe we should, rethink things over and whoop-de-whoop. And she looks back up at the TV, and it's Ben Stiller's in the middle of his case. Okay? He's in the middle of the court trial. And they're playing the tape. They're playing the audio tape of the dispatch call of the brother calling before the brother killed him.
Yeah.
And it's Ben Stiller. And you see, like, the Ben Stiller, listen, he's like, this is bullshit. You know what I mean? And like, oh my God. And it's the other brother literally going, it's my twin brother. He just shot me. My twin brother's trying to kill me. Bro, it's so, because it's so like it's so obvious. And he's just like, this is bullshit. Bro, it's so funny. Oh my God, it steals the movie, bro. It never steals the movie, bro. Because that tape part made me like, it's my twin brother. It's just so clear cut.
Yeah, right?
Oh God. All right, so we're back.
Right.
Because she just looks up and then they give you a little bit of what's going on, and then we're back.
And we're back. All right.
Got very good comedic writing to do
That's
that.
for good writing.
Ben Stiller, genius.
It's also a good bit. Such a good
Great bit.
Good
Such
bit.
a great bit to do for a movie. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, that's great. Mm-hmm. So the next day, Ben Stiller's playing basketball with all his boys, right? Jack Black and his other friends. Somebody gets hurt. They hurt their knee. Mm-hmm. Right then, literally right as that guy gets hurt, Jim Carrey walks in. And he's like, weird. And he's got on these tight blue, like John Stockton shorts with the tight tucked in blue tank top with the goggles, you know what I mean? Just headband, West bands.
Right.
And, he's like, weird. I didn't know you guys played here too. Which is, right then I'd have been like, hey, bro, come here. If you follow me again.
Yeah, I'm going to fucking end you.
I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
I got to tell you this.
Dressed like that too.
Yeah,
the fuck?
We do need another person. You did show up right at time because this guy just got hurt.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something else.
Yeah.
All right. It's he's like, oh, let's play. Jack Black's talking a little shit about his uniform, and then he's like, all right, but come on, you're on my team, right? Your guy just got hurt.
Right.
And he's like, no way. I only play on Steven's team.
Oh, weird.
And he puts his mouthpiece in, and they're like, all right, dude, whatever. Right? And then they're about to start playing. He goes, hold on. I don't want to pull a hammy. And this nigga does sprints, right? He starts doing sprints. Jim Carrey. Now, son, he does sprints.
I'm guessing the knees are incredibly high.
No.
That's what I picture. No.
He's just running. But what's funny is it's because they cut the sound, so you just hear that, like the they are, it shows just these niggas, it's a pickup game.
Right.
And they're not waiting for, bro, way too long.
Of course.
And they're just watching this nigga. It's so funny. It's just Gary being, he's fucking touching the line and touching and you just hear the shoes and it's like, bro, this is so ridiculous, bro. Because it would be like,
Dude, let's just play this game.
Who is this dude?
What's going on?
And you'd be looking at Ben Stiller like, bro, why? Right?
You'd be looking at
Matthew Broderick.
Right, yeah.
So the game finally starts. And then he goes like, oh, we're playing prison rules. And he's just, bro, he's diving for balls. He's playing defense like a gorilla, like with his arms on top of the nigga like this. Bro, just so funny. The nigga, bro, he's throwing elbows. You know what I'm saying? He's just so much, bro.
Right.
And then finally goes in slow motion, and he's on offense, and he goes, Steve. And, Matthew Broderick got the ball. He goes, Stevie, feed me the rock. And he fucking, Matthew Broderick passes it to him, and he gets it, and Jack Black's back's turned, right? And he's under the goal. And he sees him. He's like, and he fucking jumps, puts his foot on Jack Black's back, runs up his back. We're like, Jack Black's like, oh my God. Because it's slow motion. So what the fuck? He jumps off this nigga, breaks the glass. Bro, the slow mo though, Jack Black just being like, what is happening? As a dude is jumping. Bro, this nigga breaks the glass, falls, lands in the glass.
Yeah.
Oh my God. They're all looking at him like, what? And of course, then he gets up and he's like, he talks a little shit. And then they're all mad. All the other guys are walking off. And then he's looking at the Matthew Broderick. Steve's like, dude, why would you do that? What's wrong with you? And he's like, come on, man, what do you mean? I'll just play tough. We're friends. You know me. He goes, hey, we aren't friends. I don't know you. And he walks off, right? And he goes, I guess we'll talk later. I got stuff to do anyway, right? And he turns. So he leaves. Matthew Broderick gets home. He checks his voice message. You have 11 new messages. First one, it's his parents. Hey, honey, just calling, we love you, just checking up, all right. Next message. Hey, buddy, it's me. Just calling, check up on you, see if you got home. Just want to apologize for, what happened earlier. Just call me back. Boop. Hey, buddy, it's me. Just want to call you again. See what's going on, see if you call me back. Boop. Hey, so I was in the shower. I thought you called, but I realized it wasn't. So just call me back. Boop. Hey, you ever like think somebody called and then they didn't call, like, bro, and they didn't call, and I love it because the shot's on Matthew now, and he's boop, and he's walking towards, just getting nervous
and
more.
scared.
How nervous would you be, bro? Because
Yeah.
my message like 7, you were like,
I gotta
fuck.
I gotta run away. I gotta start a new life in a different city.
I'm immediately, if that happened to me, bro, I would call you in a heartbeat. I'm like, hey, bro, come over.
Yeah.
I'm like, you gotta come over, fool. Why? Because I gotta play you some shit.
Yeah.
I gotta play. I need
like,
somebody else to hear this.
I'd be like, dude, you gotta buy a gun.
You gotta buy a gun, and Sam can't go out because somebody is out for you.
Yeah,
like,
dude, this is
somebody's
like-
gonna hurt one of y'all.
This is nuts.
So, right then the door buzzes, and he's like, oh, you know. He goes and opens it. It's his girl. It's Leslie Mann.
Okay.
And they're talking about the work dude and, you know, his boss with the hair plugs, and he's just shitting on him. Oh, he fucking hates that guy. He's so much better than him, and everybody knows it, but whatever. She's like, oh, you just bide your time. You know you'll be running that company. So they, you know, right then they cut the TV on, and when he cuts the TV on, they're like, oh, let's watch Sleepless in Seattle. It's like, oh, this is my favorite movie. Cuts it on. Cable's out. And he's like, oh, she's like, oh, that sucks. He's like, I know what to do. He's like, don't worry. Actually, the cable guy is a friend of mine. I can call him right up, and I gave him his personal number and fix it. So she's like, oh, cool. He's like, yeah. And so he calls, and right when he goes to call, knock at the door. But right before he even calls, and he's like, he goes, is there a problem with your service? And he's looking at him like, what the fuck? He goes, yeah, my cable is out. He goes, so you call me? And he goes, yeah. He goes, oh, so when you need something, you call me. And he goes, look, man, you know I'm really busy, but Robin's here. This is really important. Can you fix it? And he goes, calling me back is important too, right? And he goes, look, I can't do this right now. Anything you want, anything, I'll give you anything. Just name it.
This guy, okay. You're an idiot, but okay.
You know, and he's like, tomorrow we hang out, okay? And he goes, okay, deal, we hang out tomorrow. He goes, okay. And he goes, and all he does is like, he goes back to the power box and just flicks the button, and then the cable's back on. Fixed it. And then he gives him some more advice on what to do with the girl, and then he leaves. Right? And the guy's like, so he goes and he sits with his girl, and she's like, are you okay? He's like, yeah. He's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. He's spooked.
Yeah.
So outside his place, they're watching the movie, camera pans back to outside his place. He's just in his cable van watching TV. All right. Camera kind of fades into his eyes, and it flashes back to him as a little kid, and he's watching TV. Super close. He's like this. He's super close watching TV, and he's just flipping through all the channels super fast, right? And he's begging her. He's like, Mom, I thought you said I was going to get a brother. And the mom's like looking for a key. She's like, well, that's what I'm going to happy hour so I can get you a little brother. And then she's like, all right, I'm going to go. You sit with Mr. Babysitter. And then she leaves. So they set up why he is what he is.
Yeah,
real quick.
You
they just
sit
go, hey,
with Mr. Babysitter. Yeah. Well, I find some guy to put a brother in me. To put your brother in me. That's
Lord.
That's rough.
Rough. So it's the next day. Remember how he told him he was going to go out with him?
Mm-hmm.
So he takes him, he surprises him, and he takes him to medieval times.
Wow.
You know those kind of places?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to a Renaissance fair before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, shit's awesome.
No, not the Renaissance fair. I'm talking about like the kind of restaurant.
Oh, the restaurant, like the actual.
The medieval times.
Oh,
kind of
I've
shit.
never actually been to
Okay, I've been to those.
Okay.
They're crazy.
I can only imagine.
So he goes, wow, medieval times. Matthew Broderick's because he had his eye blindfolded and shit, and he's like,
Right.
okay, you know,
Yeah.
this is where we're going. And he's like, yeah, I come here twice a week. And you tell Jim's all about it. And so he's trying to, as they sitting down and he's putting little paper hats on him, and Jim's all excited and shit. And he's trying to talk to him. He's like, hey, look, I know you think we're friends. Like, he's trying to clearly break it up.
Right.
But Jim kind of is cutting him off. And he's like, oh, this is my favorite part. And they announce, a king comes out and announces, this is medieval times, right? And everybody's like, ah. And he goes, we have the blue knight and the red knight. And then, like, you're on, all the crowds on either side. And
right.
so they're on the red, like, the blue knight side. And then Jim Carrey's like, and he's like, so look, I just think. And he's like, hold on, blue knight, you're going down, red knight, down, down, down. Red Knight's going down. And he's like, but I think we should down, down, down. Red Knight's going down. He's just cutting them off, right? And so finally, the king announces, and our two special guests who will be fighting in the pits, Sir Stephen and Sir Ernie Chips Douglas. And then the lights hit them, and he's like, and then he's like, Matthew Broderick's like, wait, well, what's going on? What's going on? He's like, come on, they've called us to do battle. And he's like, no, like, I'm not, is it safe? He goes, safe? That's what the armor's for. And he's like, wait. And so they get out and they're all Game of Thrones up, bro. Like, they got him in the suits. And Matthew Broderick's like, what the fuck? And Jim Carrey's just like, he's so serious, obviously. And they're like, take it easy. And they're like, and he goes, how are they going to, because they give him real weapons. And they go, why are they letting us do this? Yeah. He goes, I give all these guys free cable. He like starts running. He's so nervous, right? And he's like just avoiding them, right?
Right.
And then finally, Jim Carrey pretends to catch a cramp. He's like, and Matthew Broderick's like, oh man, are you okay? And of course he gets close and he fucking bam, like knocks him out.
Right.
And of course Matthew Broderick gets pissed and he starts fighting him. And now they're fighting. Jim Carrey's like, let's give him a show. He's all excited, right?
Right.
So they give them other weapons, like these big sharp ass weapons. And Jim Carrey's like, this is like when Kirk and Spock did battle on episode 7, like season whatever.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, this isn't television. And because he's swiping, he's like, these are sharp. I'm not Kirk, you're not Spock. And then he starts doing the Star Trek like sound effects, like bing, bing, and he's swinging at him for real, and like he almost slices him. And he's like, hey, stop, man, for real. And then right then they
It's funny that there's people just having dinner watching this.
bro.
Yeah.
This dude was just screaming.
Yeah. And they're like, huh.
So then they bring out some horses, right? And they put these niggas on horses.
That's so funny.
They give them the
lances. Yeah.
And then they make them go full speed at each other, bro. And fucking Matthew Broderick wins. He hits him and he knocks him down. And he runs up. He goes, are you all right? Chips, are you okay? And he goes, well done, good sir. You are the victor. But we will meet again. And he stands up and he's like, and he holds his hands up and the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah, well, the crowd just saw the most insane shit they've ever seen in their life, dude.
Bro, right? And Matthew Broderick's looking around and he's like, what the fuck? So they get home and he's popping Jim Carrey's back. Like he's cracking his back.
Right.
And you can tell they're all buddies now. And he's like, man, that was a good time. He's like, yeah. He's like, what do? He's like, I'm telling you, man, we got to go back. He's like, all the nights get laid all the time. And Matthew Broderick's laughing like, okay. And he's like, by the way, go check your living room. He's like, check my living room. Why? I left something in there for you. And he goes in and he hooked him up with this just gigantic deluxe big screen TV, the gigantic sound systems, the deluxe karaoke machine, all this cool shit, right? He's like, how the hell did you get this in my place? He's like, I got your key and stuck it in. He goes, dude. He goes, don't worry about it, right? He's like, what? He's like, you can't give me stuff like this. He's like, you give me your friendship. He's like, I give you my friendship too. I can't accept this. This is too much. He goes, trust me, we're even. We'll do it. We go, yo, take it back. He's like, okay. He's like, well, I can't get my guy here till at least Saturday. Can I leave it here till then? And he's like, sure, no problem. So at work, he's talking to this girl. He's talking to Robin.
Right.
He thinks he's talking to Robin. Like, like you call from Robin. He's like, hey, baby, it's so good to hear from you. And then it's Jim Carrey. He's like, just kidding you, buddy. Right? And he's like, what do you want, man?
That's rough.
He goes, hey, so I'm going to be getting rid of the stuff at your place Saturday, but Friday night, karaoke party. No ifs, ands, or buts. Well, maybe a couple buts. Big ones! And then he hangs up, right? Got to the party. Bro, everyone in the party is 80 years and older. I don't mean like old, like 50, nigga. I mean,
no, they're like way too old.
Yeah, like this is how. Why would he know all these senior citizens?
Right.
This is crazy.
How does he get them to come out?
And they're partying, nigga. They got the karaoke machine out, and one old ass dude is like, "American woman, stay away from me," and everybody's like, "American woman," like
these 80-year-olds get down.
Oh, they're getting down, dude.
Right.
Homeboy's in the room, though. Matthew Broderick's in his bedroom. He's talking to Robin. He's like, oh, come on. He's like, what are you doing tonight? She's like, I'm going out on a date with someone. He's like, what? I thought we were just taking time apart. She's like, yeah, and that's time apart, and that's what's happening. Look, I just need space. And he's like, oh, come on. And then he's like sad, and she hangs up, right?
Right.
So right then, Jim Carrey comes in. He's like, hey, man, she's having fun. You should, too. I got you something. And then he goes, no, I mean, right? He goes, you should, too. And he goes, okay. And Matthew Broderick goes, I got you something. And then Jim Carrey's like, I thought we said we were even. No more gifts. And he goes, look. And he hands him a tape. And it's a tape for how to get rid of your lisp in 30 days. And Jim Carrey immediately gets like for real, like real. Like he breaks the And he's like, almost starts crying. He's like, thank you. This will be the best karaoke jam of all time. Right? They go outside. There's, in the midst of all these senior citizens, bro, there's one super duper hot girl at this party. Okay? Super hot.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, go talk to her. And he's like, well, I can't go talk to her. He's like, look, man, you got to strike. He who hesitates masturbates. And he laughs and he goes up to her. And he's like, hey, what's up? Can I get you a beer? And then she's like, not a beer, but maybe a tequila. And then she kind of smiles and he smiles, and then they kind of start flirting a little bit.
Right.
And then Jack Black is there, right? And he's just looking at it like this the whole time, like, the fuck is going on?
Right.
And then Jim Carrey's like dancing next to him. And he's like, man, this party's great. How great is Stevie? Woo, woo. And he's looking at him and he goes, man, I don't know your story, Chip, but I'm going to find out. And he's like, I'm out of here. He leaves. Jack Black's like,
I don't know
this fucking dude, fuck this dude. He's weird.
Well, yeah, he brought a bunch of senior citizens out for a karaoke party. This is a little bit on Matthew Broderick now to let this keep going. You know what I mean? Like, you're a little bit letting this keep going. This is nuts.
So the
hot girl is funny though. That's so funny.
That's so funny, right?
How does she even end up there? What is that
that's
story?
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, it's just because she's also just trying to play. It's so comedy. You know what I mean? It just looks so funny.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why would she be there?
Right. How? Like, what situation?
I know this story was like, oh, how funny would it be if this was hot? Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
So they're telling. All the older people are telling Jim Carrey to like sing. Come on, Jim, you sing one. He's like, I can't. He's like, I can't, guys. Come on, do it, I can't. And there's like this cop there, and he's like, come on, do it. And he's like, I'll do it. All right. And everyone's like, yeah. And he's like, I fought the law, and the law won. And the cop's like, salutes him, right? And then he goes, bro, and then this nigga like gets immediately into character. He goes, when the truth is found to be a lie, and all the joy in you dies. Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody? And everybody's like going crazy, right? He's murdering it. Yeah, he's fucking Jim Carrey. The lights get dim.
There's like a light show.
Yeah. It's a comedy movie,
right.
And so, and he's like, you better find somebody to love. He's singing, and then the party gets real weird, right? And then the camera gets up on him, and he's like, and your eyes. And he's like all up on the camera and shit. They look like you. And then everybody starts tripping out the party, and then it shows Matthew Broderick in the room with the girl, and she's giving him a massage in slow motion, and he's like, and then you just hear Jim Carrey singing, you better find somebody to love. And the camera pans, and he's just like actually holding it.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
And then he stops. Quiet.
Classic.
Good comedy bits.
Yeah.
It's classic comedy bits.
Yeah.
And so finally, while he's singing, he busts into the other room, and it's right when Matthew Broderick and the girl are making out, and he gets a picture of it. Like a Polaroid, like, and it comes out, and he's like, I'll leave you two alone. And he comes back and like closes the door. And Matthew Broderick's like, what? And then the girl's already like, they're making out, and it fades out.
Right. Weird.
I immediately would be like, hey, we're definitely gonna fuck, but hold on. Hey, dude, picture.
Yeah.
What? Picture. I gotta burn it. Why? It has to be burned.
Yeah.
Has to. I have to see it with my own eyes. It burning.
Right. But what the fuck you taking a picture of that for?
Yeah. What is this? What are you doing?
Right.
So next morning, Matthew Broderick wakes up and, bro, Jim Carrey's cooking this nigga breakfast. And he goes, hey, sorry, but, last night was crazy, right? Hey, I'm wearing your sweatshirt. Hope that's cool. And he has like a big hoodie on, like a sweatshirt of this nigga's.
Right.
And he tells him how he looks like a new man and all these great things. And they're sitting there and they're eating breakfast across from each other. He's like, yeah, last night was fun, man. I needed that. He's like, yeah, I'm telling you, man. And he's like, don't worry about it. It was my treat. And he goes, it was your treat? What do you mean your treat? He goes, it was my treat. Yeah, what was your treat? I bought this one. You buy the next one. Buy what? The women. That was a prostitute? Of course you was.
Yeah.
Great, right?
Yeah.
Great. I mean, just perfect.
Of course.
Also,
duh, that's how she gets
duh.
there.
There's no, because I was like, oh, it's just coming. It's like, no, there's a reason. And it's a great reason.
Yeah.
You know, it's also a reason that he should have been. It's like, why the fuck? It's only 80-year-old people here.
Yeah, that's what, you know what I was thinking? Like, when he took the Polaroid and they kept going, I was like, the Polaroid should have stopped you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been like, something's up.
Thumbs up. What's
Something's
going on?
up.
So,
And I just would have had sex with her knowing full well she was a prostitute at that point.
so he goes, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. He goes, hey, she's clean, man. Trust me. I checked her out a week ago, and I'm healthy. And then Broderick's like, get out of my house. Get out of my house, right? And he's like, whoa. He's like, what? No. Get out now. I never want to see you again. He's like, what? He's like, oh man, Robert will never forgive me. Robert will never forgive me. He's like, I don't say this. Don't say this, Stevie. I promise. And he's trying to like, calm down. Everything's gonna be okay. He's like, why are you doing this to me? And he's like, get out. He's like, Steven, but I made you eggs. I made you eggs and bacon. Which is so funny.
Yeah,
say eggs
it's
and
bakey.
And he's like, I'll fix this, Steven. And he slams the door. I'll make it good. It's a speed bump. And he's like, he just locks it, right?
Right.
So the next day you see Jim Carrey and he's putting on a fake mustache. Shades. Right? And he's got cowboy boots on and he strolls into a fancy restaurant. And then you see Leslie Mann on a date.
Right.
And he covers his face. And she's on a date with a young Owen Wilson.
Just when I thought there wasn't going to be any more, they get me with another one.
Oh, we're still not done.
Oh, really?
There's still people in this.
Jesus
that you're
Christ.
like, get out of here. And
Jesus
I'm like,
Christ.
bro, Ben Stiller throws the homies in it. If he's making a movie, he's like, oh, well, I mean, I'm putting my homies in the movie.
Right. Okay, I'm excited. All right, so she's on a date with Ben Stiller.
Owen Wilson.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And Owen is super aggressive. And she's just kind of like, right, you know? And then Jim, he goes into the bathroom and it's a fancy restaurant. He pays the bathroom attendant to leave.
Right.
Right? So Owen is just being the worst. Cut back. He's just being a piece of shit, complaining about the food. You know what I mean? Just being an asshole, an asshole to her.
Right.
And then he gets up to go to the bathroom. Right. Jim is pretending to be
The bathroom
the attendant.
Right.
He's like, good evening, sir. And he's trying to talk to him while he's peeing. And Owen Wilson's like, all right, bro, relax. And he keeps asking him questions. And he like stops. And then he goes into a stall. Right. And then he keeps peeing. And then right then Jim pops up in the stall.
Oh,
and he's like, dude, what the fuck? And he fucking holds him like that. And then he's like, and then this nigga gives him a swirly. Right? And Jim Carrey's just laughing. And then he throws him down. He goes, you're on a date. You need to look your best. And then he takes the powder from the thing, like the powder thing. Pop! Powders that nigga's whole face. And then he holds him down and he fucking plucks all his eyebrows.
Whoa. Worst date of all time, huh?
Dude, he got his eyebrows plucked by another man.
Yeah. I would just
In
be
a
like,
violent way.
Even if it was going well, I would be like, oh, I can't see you again. Why? You're bad luck. You are bad luck.
So, and then he starts fucking him up. And then he just
Right.
like starts beating the shit out of him.
Jesus.
Actually
Yeah,
beating the shit
yeah,
out of him. And then he puts his mouth on the blow dryer, like, right? And then he like that. And then he throws him down. And then he puts his shades back on. And he's like, I got a tip for you, sir. Stay away from Robin. He's taken. And then he leaves. And he's like, almost to just beat the fuck up, right? So Matthew Broderick is watching the news at home. And on the news, they're talking about how
Ben
a man
Stiller?
was they're talking about how a man was nearly beaten to death in a bathroom. And then they show Owen Wilson getting carried out in the gurney. And he's like, just eating ice cream, like, whoa.
Yeah. No idea he's connected to it.
So it cuts from that.
Right.
And they go, and with an update, more on the trial of the century.
Yeah.
And he's like, and they talk about how the trial is coming soon, and you know we don't know what the verdict's. I mean, the verdict's coming soon, but we don't know what it's gonna be. But even though the verdict hasn't come yet, the movie is coming out now. And then they show a trailer, nigga, for a movie of two sitcom brothers. And they grow up, and then one kills the other one, and then they call it, and then it goes.
Are they played by anyone we know?
Eric Roberts. He's an actor. He's just like an actor from that time.
Okay.
And then they go, coming to theaters this fall, Brother, Sweet Brother. And then blood drips from the screen. Bro, I love that, bro. I was like, damn, whoever wrote that bit it's so funny.
Oh, God. That's
so good.
That's
The movies.
Did we see the verdict?
Huh?
No. Did we see the verdict? No.
Just wait.
Okay. All right. I'm talking about in this scene.
No, remember they say,
Oh, we don't know what it's gonna be.
We don't know. The judges are still deliberating with the movie,
yeah.
but we have the movie.
That's funny.
That's what they were pitching the trailer.
That's funny.
So next day, the cable guy comes to Robin's place.
Oh my God.
And then he's knocking on the door and he's like, cable. And she's like, I didn't order cable. And he's like, it's the cable guy. She's like, I know, I didn't order cable. And he's like, well, it's a super duper package for you. She's like, I didn't order that. He goes, well, it must be from a secret admirer, huh? And then she opens the door a little bit and she's like, is this from Steven? And he goes, I'm not supposed to tell, but maybe, you know? And then she's like, and she gets all excited and she lets him in.
Oh God. Oh God.
So it shows him, he puts all her cable in and he goes, my work is done.
Right.
And then she goes, are you a friend of Steven's? And he goes, I'm proud to say I am. And then he tells her all this stuff that Steven says about her, like nice things. Like he said he loves you and yeah, he can't spend 5 seconds without you, all this stuff, right?
Right.
And then she's like, oh, wow. And then she's like, that's so nice. And he's like, I just wish I had what you guys had. And then he tells her this crazy story about him and his ex-wife who passed away. And then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And he starts crying. He's like, just promise me you'll never go bungee jumping in Mexico. They just don't have the regulations. They just don't, not yet. You know, like it's just like okay.
Oh, that's a horrifying way to watch a loved
Oh
one
my
die.
God, you're bungee jumping in Mexico?
Oh God, just anywhere. Oh Jesus Christ.
Mexico's crazy because everybody's gonna be like, damn, bro, why were you doing that in Mexico?
Yeah. That's a stateside thing.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's some shit you do in Colorado.
Or that's some shit you just don't do.
Or never do it ever.
Yeah.
Definitely don't do it in San Juan.
Yeah, or whatever the fuck.
So, he leaves, she calls her Matthew Broderick at work. She's like, I love you. And he's like, oh, I love you too. And then she's like, you know you didn't have to do that. And he's like, do what? And he's like, you know what you did. And he's like, oh yeah. She's like, give me all that cable for free. He goes, oh yeah, but I knew you needed it. And she's like, oh, you were the best. You just didn't have to do that. She's like, will you call me later? He's like, yeah, I'll call you right when I get home, I promise. And he hangs up. So right then, Jack Black shows up to his job. He's like, hey, come on, it's the night. And he has a concert shirt on, like for a band. And he's like, oh no, I completely forgot about that. He's like, I got plans with Robin. I think we're gonna get back together. And he's like, oh dude, you're blowing me off again. And he's like, Jack Black's pissed. He's like, look, man, just get someone else to go. He's like, yeah, maybe I'll go with my cable guy. And he leaves, right? He's pissed off.
Right.
So it's raining super hard. And he's going into his house. And then right then, Jim pops out in the rain. Hey, I got Robin back for you. And he's like, thank you. I really appreciate that. He's like, I got her free cable. He's like, look, man, I don't like you messing with my life. And then Jim Carrey's like, I know, but I just had to make it up for you. Look, I'm very appreciative of what you did for me and Robin. I appreciate that. But I can't screw this up again. Not with her. You're a nice guy. It's like raining on them. Okay?
Sounds like a breakup scene.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now I'm fully seeing it.
Face to face. Yeah.
I'm fully seeing it.
You're a nice guy. But I just have no room in my life for a new friend. I'm sorry. Jim Carrey's so good. What are you trying to say? I don't want to be your friend anymore. Well, I appreciate your honesty. Are you going to be all right? All right. I'm a big boy. No big deal. He's so good, dude. He's so good.
Yeah.
You know, the rain's just coming down so hard.
Pouring on him.
So pouring.
Right.
And then Jim looks so sad, and then they leave, right? And then, but he, like at the end, he looks a little crazy, like crazy.
Right.
So right then he goes and he calls Robin at work.
Right.
And he goes, hey, Robin, I just want to say something about Steven. And she goes, what? Something doesn't seem right. And she's like, oh, no, really? Is everything okay? It's like, yeah, I just think something's up. He's been acting strange. Have you noticed? And she's like, no, I haven't. He's like, okay, well, just keep your eyes open, will you? She's like, okay.
Fucking creepy ass motherfucker. Creepy. What's his plan?
So at work, remember Steven, he's killing it.
Right.
Killing it with his job. Everybody, he just signed another big thing, real estate merger thing.
Yeah.
And right then, the police bust in. And it's the cop from Karaoke. Remember I said there was the old cop at the karaoke?
Right.
He's one of them.
Right.
And he busts in. Steven, you're under arrest. He's like, what? Under arrest? I've done nothing. What do you mean? For stolen property. What do you mean stolen property? All the stolen property at your house. Apparently, and then he immediately starts thinking of all the things that are at the house. The TV, stereo, all that stuff is stolen property.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, yeah, he just starts panicking right then. And the boss, of course, is looking at him. And then he cuts to it, and his parents are bailing him, like trying to bail him out of jail.
Right.
Right? And he's talking to his parents from the cell. He's like, Dad, I promise you I didn't know. And he's like, why would you do this? Why would you steal something? It's like, Dad, I promise I would never. It's like, it was, you got to call my cable guy. Get in touch with my cable guy. He's like, we've been trying. We looked him up. And then the cop, he's like, yes, sir. We looked up this guy who told us to get a hold of, Ernie Chips Douglas. The cable company has absolutely no record of him ever working there. And he's like, it's a mistake. It's a mistake.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This took like a crazy intense psychological turn. Oh, Jesus. It already was intense, but my God.
It's like a flight plan turn.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Dude, that guy doesn't exist.
Oh, no.
It's a Fight Club movie where they go back and it's just
Him putting in his cable? Oh, my
him
God.
fighting himself in the middle of time. Like, all
God.
of it, yeah.
Oh.
God, that's such a good movie.
Yeah, that is. Way less funny, though.
Way less funny than this.
A little more intense.
Yeah, Fight Club. Be funnier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You had my side on that one.
Yeah, I had your back on that one.
Thanks, man.
Fuck you, Fight Club.
So they say, well, we're sorry to hear that, but you're spending the weekend in county lockup. There's no way we can get you out. He goes, what? And then they show Matthew Broderick in jail.
Oh, wow.
Jail.
Oh, wow.
So he has to use his prison phone, and he go, like the phone in the little booth at the glass.
Right.
And he goes, and he's like, Dad, have you found anybody? And right then, it's Jim Carrey.
Whoa.
And he's like, you, what's your real name? Tell me your real name right now. And he goes, it's Larry Tate, but that's not important, okay? He goes, why did you do this? He goes, why would you do this? And he goes, why are you doing this to me? You set me up. He goes, no, I could have been your best friend or your worst enemy. You chose the latter, right? And he's like, right then, and he's like, dude, why are you doing this? You're so crazy. He's like, crazy. And then he gets up and he puts his nipple on the glass and he starts saying, is this what you want? I know you need this.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Oh, wow. Oh, that's worse that you're doing it.
Come on, Billy. And then he's like, stop, you're going to get me killed in this place because all the other prisoners are looking at him like,
Right.
ooh, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, you're going to get me killed here. Stop. Right? And then he goes, he's like, officer, to the officer behind him.
Right.
He's like, this is the man that set me up. This is the man I'm talking about. And he goes, hey, Bill, how you enjoying that premium package? And the cop goes, he goes, like, you know, like that look of like they're all in on it.
Yeah, he's greasing everyone's palms with free cable. Oh, my God.
How fucking funny is
Like,
that?
oh, are you the most connected man in the planet?
If you're giving everyone free cable, you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. You really
And
are.
you're like fucking, what's that nigga's name who owned the CIA?
Oh, you mean you're like J. Edgar Hoover?
Yeah, nigga, you got all the inside secrets, bro.
Yeah.
And everybody owes you a favor.
You're right. Oh, my God. That's exactly. Oh, my, he's J. Edgar Hoover.
You the cable guy? If you're a cable guy who's using it for dirty,
Yeah.
bro, you have so much power and leverage.
Well, not anymore. Your time is done.
Oh, your time's done.
Tyrannical cable guy, your time is done. Time's up, cable guy.
Time's up, cable guy.
Time's up.
Fucking right, dude.
Hashtag channel 2.
And then he goes, and don't worry about Robin. I'll take care of her. He's like, I'll kill you, you know? Mm-hmm. So cut to, he's finally out, right?
Right.
And he's begging Jack Black for help. And then he's like, look, man, you just got to help me look him up. Use your connections and just try to find him. And he's like, all right, I'll help you. He's like, what's his name? He's like, it's either Larry Tate, but he goes by, he said his name's Larry Tate, but he goes by Ernie Chips Douglas. And then Jack Black's like, damn, that sounds familiar. I don't know why that name sounds so familiar. But he's like, all right. And so he cuts to, and he goes to visit with his parents with Robin, like on a date, right? And they go to his parents' house. He knocks on the door. Jim Carrey answers.
Oh.
Steven! And you brought Robin, right?
This is turned up.
And then Jim Carrey's like, what the fuck? He's like, why is he here? And then Robin's like, oh, I invited him from lunch. Lunch? He's like, yeah, I got lunch with him the other day. Why are you getting lunch with him right there? And then right then he looks at him, he goes, I should take you to the police right now. Right? He whispers that to him. And then right then Jim Carrey pulls out a picture of him kissing the hooker. And he's like, and then he puts it back in, like, just smile. You know what I mean? Like,
Jesus Christ.
so at dinner, Jim Carrey is killing it with the family.
Oh, I can imagine.
Just telling them stories.
And just
he's
being
he's talking
charming.
about medieval times. He's like, so Steven comes at me, and I'm like, Steven, it's just a game, right? And they're all dying laughing, right? And he's just like, so mad.
Right.
And one of his brothers, Steven's brothers, Saul Goodman, Mr. Bob
Odenkirk?
Odenkirk.
God damn.
No lines.
God damn.
Just in it.
God damn.
We've said it before on this podcast, and we'll say it again, guys. Work hard. Persistence.
Good God.
And that's it.
Good God.
You keep showing up to the thing you want to do. You want to do some shit out there, Beaners? You want to do some shit? I know we don't get inspirational on this podcast, but we talk about this a lot. Because a lot of times we'll be talking about a movie,
right?
And it'll be a nigga in a movie who's the most famous nigga in the world now,
right?
But in this movie, he literally is like, the nigga smiles for half a second, and that's
off
it.
Screen. That's crazy.
And yo, he waited for that. He got paid for that, and that shit mattered the world to him at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Patience, motherfuckers. Patience, and persistence, and you can end up Saul motherfucking Goodman. He could have just been another nigga that was in this scene, just like the other niggas that are in this scene.
Right.
You know, so persistence, guys. Stay at that shit. Whatever you're doing, fucking keep going. So they're playing a family game, like a like a board
charades.
game. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's a word game. All right, and of course Ben just doesn't want.
Right.
Matthew Broderick doesn't want anything to do with this shit.
Right.
And his partner's his mom, and it's like he has to get her like to guess a dirty word, and he just doesn't want to do it.
Right.
And Jim's partner's Robin, and he gets her to say vagina, and Broderick he's just like, I fucking hate this guy. Because he's getting her to say put like vagina, you know?
Right.
So the next word is clitoris, and Steven he's like, I'm not doing it. No, we're not playing games with this psycho. He's fooling all of you. And everybody's like, what is going on?
Right.
And then Jim gets up, he goes, Steven, this is a safe place. He's like, you. And he's like, people love you. He goes, I hate you, right? Get out of my life. And then Robin's like, Steven, you're being an asshole. Stop talking to him that way. And then right then Jim gets real close in his ear. He's like, don't worry. I'll take care of Robin tonight. Right? And then he goes, and then he knocks him the fuck out. And everybody's like, Steven! You know? And then Jim Carrey goes, his lips all bloody. He's like, it's okay. And he gets up. Thanks for the delightful evening, everyone. I guess I'll leave now. And he goes to the door and he opens it. And then he turns and he goes, Steven, I forgive you. And he leaves.
Jesus
How
Christ.
funny, though.
Master manipulator.
I mean, how funny, dude.
Yeah.
I forgive you.
Yeah, just to talk about winning that whole interaction. It's hard to win an interaction where you get punched in the face, but he won that interaction.
He won. And,
hard.
punch in the face in front of the other person's family.
Right.
And everyone's on your side.
Right. Oh, man.
So Steven shows up to work, right, the next day. And on his computer, he looks and he gets a computer and it goes, a little surprise for you, Steven. Like the text pops up. He's like, what the fuck? And then a conversation that he had with Rob. Remember earlier in the movie, we were talking to Robin shitting on his boss and his hair plugs?
Right.
He recorded that shit when he plugged in his cable. He put a camera in that nigga's house. So it's that conversation, like recorded. And it's just being played. And he looks out of his office and it's being played on every computer in the whole thing.
Oh, so everyone's listening to it.
And they're all looking at him like, oh, you're like, because it's just like him talking mad shit about his boss.
Right, in his house, but still.
Oh, yeah, but still, it means to be played at work, so it's like you're going to get fired. Because you look like you did it.
Right.
So he sees his boss come in, he starts trying to run and beat him into his office, and then his boss gets in there before he can, and then he looks at him, he's like, you know, and then one of the extras that are looking at, like, seeing this happen, one of the extras look in for a split second, and the extra is David Cross.
My God, dude. What is this fucking movie?
This movie is about persistence, Hassan.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
This is a movie about will.
Everybody, even the extras are famous people.
The most famous people.
The fuck is this?
David
Cross
has a scene in this for a hair of a second.
Right. Wild.
Odenkirk got 13 times more screen time. And he was in it for 3 hairs of a second.
That's crazy. Wow.
I mean, bro, niggas be working, bro. Niggas be working. So,
someone make that into a shirt.
Yeah, niggas be working, bro.
Yeah.
Niggas be working and have a picture of motherfucking Saul Goodman on that bitch. So
that's really funny. And David Cross, both those two.
Yep.
Those two faces.
Those two, because they go together, so people would think it's a Mr. Show thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Also, like, think about the comedy do like.
Yeah, they're like a thing.
I wonder, 95, was Mr. Show out yet?
I don't know. You can look that up.
Damn, bro. Because I wonder, did they meet? Did they know? You know what I'm saying? Did they already know each other?
Oh wow. Mr. Show ran for like 1 season, right? That was its thing.
Let's see, bro. It came out, my nigga, 1995, November 3rd. This movie came out in 1996.
Okay, so they were like
they already knew each other. They were already boys. They were already boys.
Yeah. And they had a show on HBO.
And they both got a cameo in this movie. Well, not a cameo, but like an extra scene.
An extra scene in this movie. That definitely helps. Being on Mr. Show definitely helped. Because they got him in a Jim Carrey movie.
Crazy, dude. That is nuts.
Wild.
Wow, this movie didn't huge on TV, gigantic TV, but budget $47 million.
Okay.
Box office $102 million.
Okay.
So it did double its box office, so it did really good.
Moderate.
But it did better on television. Also, you know who produced this movie?
Harvey Weinstein?
Judd Apatow.
Okay. Oh, wow. Everyone is all over this movie.
That's why everyone is all. But now it's like that's why everyone's all over this movie.
It's like we're detectives and all the strings are raveling up. It's
But
like,
yeah,
oh
we
my
found out
God.
that all these guys were in on the plot. They were all connected.
Right. Judd Apatow's a part of this? That's crazy. That makes sense. Leslie Mann's a part of this too.
Makes everything, right? It's all coming together, buddy.
It's all fitting together.
So he gets fired, right? His boss fires him.
Right.
And then he's carrying his shit to his car. And all the car alarms start going off one by one. And he's like, Chip, this isn't funny. Where are you? And then you hear, if you build it, he will come. Oh my God. And he's like, and he runs to his car, right? He gets in, he gets home. Right then, Jack Black calls him. He's like, hello? And he goes, My Three Sons. And then he goes, what? Chip's Ernie Douglas. It's a character from My Three Sons. And he goes, and then he says, I found a guy, this guy wasn't working at the cable company, but there's a guy who used to work at another cable company who got fired with a TV name of the same name. And then I went and did more research, and there's a guy who's been fired at this other cable company, and then but with the name of George Jetson, and then there's another cable company where a guy got fired with the name of you know what I mean? Like Cliff Huxtable or whatever. You know what I mean? Like just all famous TV characters.
Right.
And they were like, you know what the fuck? And then he goes, they booted him. He goes, the last company booted him for stalking customers. And he goes, what the fuck? Right? So right then, he's looking at, he's watching the stuff on the trial, the Ben Stiller trial.
Right.
And they talk about how the verdict is coming soon. The jury's like couple out, like they're really close to a thing, and he passes out. Right? And then he wakes to cable guy, cable guy, and he goes up and Jim Carrey is slamming himself on the door like a crazy person, and his eyes are like werewolves.
Right.
He's just poof, cable guy, poof, and he's looking all crazy, and then this nigga like goes, okay, you don't open the door, I'm leaving. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm far away. Bye, Steven. God damn it, Steven, open this door. Right? And then he finally busts the door down. And he's like, I just want to hang out. No big deal. And he's running after him. Right then Steven goes, and he wakes up. Right?
Right.
And he wakes up to a phone call. And he grabs the phone. He's like, hello? We could have been blood brothers. And he goes, you're not even a real cable guy. You know that? And he goes, you want to work this out? Because I'm tired, Steven. Let's talk in person. He goes, where are you? He goes, I can't talk right now. I'm getting your lady friend. You stay away from her. Stay away. Bye, Steven. And he hangs up. So he shows up to Robin's place and he drives over and they're gone, right? And then the neighbor comes out and he goes, did you see where they went? Did you see? He's like, yeah, I saw your Robin. She just left with the man from the cable company. You know where they went? And she's like, no, but the man kept yelling out something about the super information highway. And then he was like, the satellite. Because that's what he kept calling it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So cuts to it's raining super hard again, and they're at the satellite, right? And he's telling her the same speech about the internet, how they're all gonna be connected, and you'll be able to play Mortal Kombat with somebody in Vietnam. He's telling her the exact same speech verbatim.
Right.
And then it cuts to her, and she's like, I want to go home because it's like raining super hard. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
You know? And then she's like, I'm worried about Steven. And he laughs like, oh, Steven. He starts laughing all crazy. And then right then Steve pulls up and he hears, help. It's Robin, right? And he goes up to her and she's dangling from a rope tied up.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then right then he goes, he's like, I'll help you. And he goes to save her. And then Jim Carrey pops up and he tackles him, right? And he slams him down. And he goes, he goes, dry land isn't a myth. I've seen it. And then he goes, Kevin Costner, Waterworld. And he hits. Also, you realize every single thing he said this whole movie has been a quote from something.
From a movie.
So it's pretty impressive.
Jesus.
Like mostly like, damn, it's crazy. You know? Also because he grew up watching TV. He's
Right.
a babysitter.
Right.
So,
and then became a weird guy.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So Matthew Broderick starts punching the shit out of him, right? And he hits him one last time, and he goes, Steven, Steven, my lisp is gone. Steven. Right? And then right then the cable guy, he knocks him out. And just knocks him out cold. Bam. And then when he comes to, he's untied. The cable guy's untied Robin, and he's climbing her up all the way to the top. Right? He's like, come on, climb. And then right then you hear the cops coming, and he goes, oh, Steven called the fuzz. And you hear all these cops coming, right? And he just, as he's climbing, you hear him singing, bad boys, what you gonna do? Right? And he gets all the way up to the top. Like all the way up to the top of this crazy hot thing.
Right.
And then he has a staple gun in his hand, okay? And then he's got her up to her head, and then Steven, he climbs up and he gets up there with him, and he goes, look, just let it go, man, please, it's over. And there's a helicopter chopper, and he goes, no, this is the cool ending, like that movie in Goldeneye. You know, like the movie Goldeneye. He goes, this isn't a movie. It's your life. Stop. And you hear the cop go, you know, you're trespassing on private property. We need you to get down now. And then right then Leslie like bites him and breaks free, right? She goes up to Steven, and he looks at him. He goes, I just wanted to be your friend. I screwed it up. And he looks at the chopper, and he goes, you were never there, mother. You expected TV to raise me. And now I'm the bastard son of Claire Huxtable. That's so funny, bro.
What does that even mean?
I'm the bastard son of Claire Huxtable. I learned the facts of life from watching the facts of life. Yo, this is such a crazy thing to scream.
Yeah, right? The cops are like, dude, what the fuck is he yelling?
He goes, oh, God. And then he drops his staple gun, right? Mm-hmm. And it falls all the way down and lands in the satellite. He goes, that's it. That's what I have to do. And he climbs over the railing, and then Broderick's like, no, come down. He goes, come on, we'll go out, we'll have a beer, I promise. He goes, I'm not thirsty anymore. And he jumps, and he grabs him at the last second. And he's like, it's okay. I understand, okay, it's okay. He's like, no, let me go. I know my purpose. He's like, look, we all get lonely. You just need help. He goes, yeah. But I get really lonely. Real deep, real dark, real sad, real quick.
Right.
I get really lonely. It's like, damn, nigga, oof. And he goes, it's too late for me. Oh. He's holding on for dear life. He goes, don't you understand, Steven? Someone has to kill the babysitter. Which is a line from something.
Right.
And then he falls. Slow motion. He's falling. Cuts to, you see the whole city. Everybody's got their TVs on. The verdict has just come in. As he's falling in slow motion. Right?
Yeah.
They're like, the verdict of the famous, the Sweet Brother killer, the trial of the century. The Sweet Brothers, the famous, they show the kid, like, is he guilty? And then they have the judge reading it. Like, we finally have all accounts of the jury. This has been this long of a trial, and we're glad that it's over. So, we're 13 counts. It looks like we find the defendant, and he's just falling. And then poof, he hits the thing. And all the TVs, of course, go out.
Yeah,
every TV, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's like,
hilarious.
What the fuck?
Hilarious.
Come on, right? And then you see all these people pissed off. And then you remember the kings from earlier, like the people at the thing that were working at the place?
Right.
The guy, he's like, this is bullshit. He rips his hair off. It's Andy Dick.
Just piling in.
Andy Dick.
Just piling in.
Oh, me and Hassan have had some run-ins with old Mr. Dick.
You know what's crazy? At the beginning of this episode, I thought of that night. For whatever reason, I thought of that night.
The night Andy Dick showed up?
Yeah.
Super fucked up to the Ha Comedy Club. And I was on the show. You were on the show too, right?
I was on the show too.
I was on the show. And our boy Chappelle Lacey was on the show. And Andy Dick went up. And he brought a guy playing a ukulele, right? Or
guitar.
And the guy didn't play anything. He had the guitar. He didn't play anything at all.
No.
And they just argued the whole time. Like there wasn't a crowd. They just argued back and forth. Super fucked up. Like fucking. Not like fucked up, like obliterated, like where you see like a heroin addict on the street. Fucked up. And then they got crazy in the green room for a little while. Yeah. And then that was it.
And then everyone had great sets after them.
Yeah. And that was my run-in number 3 with Andy Dick.
Yeah.
That's running number 3 I've had with this nigga. We'll get to the other 2 another day.
Another time. Andy
So-
Dick stories.
Andy
Everyone's
Dick-
got him.
Everybody's got him.
Everyone's got him.
So all the, finally, like, they show another guy, and he looks at he's trying to hit his TV, and he's mad for a second, and then he looks over, and there's a book, and then really happy music starts playing, and he picks it up, and he goes, it's Andy Richter.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no extra in this who isn't the most famous
Wow.
person in the world.
Wow. Okay. It's Andy Richter. All right. I just accept that. I accept that.
I don't know how else to
Yeah.
not. It's Andy, also when you see it, you're not like, it's like, oh
That's
shit.
Andy Richter.
Just like with the David Cross thing,
Yeah.
like, Saul Goodman, you're like, oh fuck.
Those are the guys. Those are the guys that do the thing.
And they're in this for a half of a second.
Right.
Also, how funny is it though? The TV goes out, and the whole point of that was that we should all read more.
Books. Yeah. Hilarious.
Hilarious. So we see the cable guy, right? He's down there, and he's still alive. And there's this huge spike that sticks out of the thing. He missed it. Like, he landed it's like here.
Right.
Right? And he's landed, and it's all cracked, right? And he's just like he's all fucked up. His body's fucked up.
Right.
And he goes, breaker 19, we got a possible back injury. And he starts doing bits with himself like he's an ambulance, right?
Right.
So they swaddle him up, and they put him in the gurney, and they're about to fly him off on the chopper, right? Because his back's broken and all that shit, and he's just all swaddled up. And then you see Matthew Broderick and Robin, they run up, and they go, wait. They go, wait. And they get up close to him, and then he's all like, his head, the only thing you see is his head because he's all swaddled. And he goes,
Right.
He's like, you two, you're going to be just fine. You take care of him, Robin. And then he's like, you never told me your real name. You still want to know my name? Yeah. Camera zooms in. It's Ricardo. Ricky Ricardo. Babaloo. They carry him. And Matthew Broderick just smiles.
He smiles.
Bro, that nigga said right. Yo, I thought that no bullshit. Because this is one of my favorite lines of movie history. It's one of my favorite lines in movie history. I say this line to my brother all the time.
Right.
Because this is one of the funny. Bro, when I first saw that nigga say that shit, because I was like, what?
Even through all of that, you kept the bit.
What?
Yeah.
Because bro, the camera comes in and it's like, oh, you still want to know my name?
Right.
Ricardo. And then you're like, because it says that, you're like, because you don't immediately think Ricky. You're just like, what? He's not Ricardo. And then that nigga goes, Ricky Ricardo. Babaloo. And then, bro, the theme music for I Love Lucy starts playing.
Oh, my God.
Ben Stiller's that nigga, bro. Killed this. So they're flying him off, right? Leslie's like, oh, let's go home. And then her and Matthew Broderick, they make out. So they get up in the chopper, and like they're pulling off into the distance. And the guy, the EMT in there, he goes, you're going to make it, buddy. All right, trust me, you're going to make it. Hey, am I really your buddy? And the guy's like, yeah, sure you are. The cable guy.
Oh, God.
He makes the craziest face of all time.
Oh, God. Oh, so scary. Hilarious.
Hilarious, huh?
Hilarious.
What'd you think, buddy?
Well, I'm excited to watch this. I can't wait to just see Jim Carrey do all this.
Yeah, it's fun to watch a big fun comedy.
Right.
It's such a big over the top, big fun, and then a lot of moments of absolute paranoia. A lot of moments of that too.
Yeah. Oh my God. This guy is nuts.
This guy's fucking nuts.
I like that he kept the character all the way through.
All the way through, man.
Right. It's strong. It's strong.
Oh, dude. That was a season finale. What'd you think? We ended it with a banger. We hope you guys fucked with it, man. Thank you for rocking 7 seasons.
Yep. See you season 8.
See you season 8, you fucking beaners.
That'll be Monday.
Oh.